All right, what we've just seen now is a demonstration of Ivana Ries' self-defense fighting technique. One Johannesburg woman who believes all people can learn to defend themselves. She founded and runs a self-defense gym called Storm Combat in North Riding in Johannesburg. Ivana is a full-time professional close-quarter or hand-to-hand combat instructor. She incorporates Krav Maga, an Israeli military fighting system, a Filipino martial art, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and many more for an integrated combat system. Now, the former ballet dancer says she doesn't advocate violence, but it's all right to fight for the preservation of life. Ivana, and she joins us now. Ivana, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Tell us about your gym. When was it opened? And just take us through some of the techniques that are being trained there.
I started Storm Combat, I actually began my first gym back in 2017 and started off just teaching Israeli Krav Maga, but found that it is important to have some other backup techniques with it. For example, if the fight goes to the ground, you need something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in that scenario. Neither Krav Maga nor Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teaches you to actually fight back with a weapon in your hand, which is why I incorporated Filipino martial arts. And then also wanted to use mixed martial arts, MMA, to teach my students to move like fighters. So Filipino martial arts is a bladed weapons combat system as well as stick fighting and empty-hand. So I basically wove the whole lot together to create what we call an integrated combat system.
Okay, tell us more about your professional background. Where did it all start?
I never started off in martial arts at all. In fact, I trained as a ballet dancer. It started off for me having intruders on our property, in fact, 5 times over the years.
Sure.
And every time that it happened, I was alone at home and not knowing what to do, not able to defend myself. The last time came very close for comfort. I remember standing behind the bedroom door, clutching onto a 4-kilogram pink dumbbell, wondering how I was going to protect myself and my daughter and how I was going to swat the intruder with this dumbbell if he came through that door. And in that moment, I decided I needed to get trained. That was many years ago. Subsequent to that, I eventually, was awarded my black belt and became an instructor. I then moved on to becoming a firearms instructor and then became a certified MMA coach with the International MMA Federation, and so on and so forth. So over the years, I've basically grown my combat knowledge. But as I said, it started off very falteringly, standing behind that bedroom door, feeling pretty helpless.
Now, what kinds of people have you trained? Is it mostly ladies? Is it the guys, or just about anybody?
Strangely enough, 80% of my clients are actually men.
Okay.
I don't have as many ladies as I would like to have. But basically, I trained police officers, close protection officers, in other words, bodyguards, security personnel, men, women, children of any age, any fitness level, any walk of life, university students, school students, basically anybody who's willing to learn to defend themselves.
And what has your greatest privilege been since you started with self-defense?
I think there are 2, basically. I think one is the moment that my phone rings or the moment that I receive a WhatsApp message from one of my students, and it's happened several times over the years, where they tell me they've just been attacked, and if it wasn't for their training, they wouldn't be alive. I think that's a heart-stopping moment every time for me, and an awesome privilege to know that you've played a small part in helping someone survive the crime that's going on our streets.
Indeed.
I think the other one is something that happens on a daily basis, and it's not as dramatic as that phone call, but that is seeing the lives of people changed. I think when people walk into Storm Combat, Many of them feel a little bit nervous, wondering what they're going to encounter. But I see people find a new sense of confidence, self-confidence. I find people overcoming depression, anxiety, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, and even just loneliness. When you join a combat gym like this, you're basically joining a family, a tribe that's always got your back.
True.
And it's wonderful to see people just grow and flourish. And that for me is a wonderful privilege every day. Alongside, as I said, those heart-stopping moments when the phone rings and someone's actually been attacked.
Ivana, great chatting to you. And I think this is what South Africa needs right now, given the high crime rate that the country sees. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Indeed. Thank you. That was Ivana Ries, a hand-to-hand combat instructor who owns and runs her self-defense gym, Storm Combat in North Riding.